Whilst at Crick, we managed to meet up with our good friends Keith and Joe Lodge and their lovely working boat Hadar. Hadar is a replica of a small Northwich narrowboat of the Star class, which would have been originally built for the Grand Union Canal Carrying Company by Yarwoods of Northwich. Though Hadar was built by Roger Fuller Boat Builders Limited of Stone and was completed in 2007. But it's what's hidden inside her hold that makes Hadar unique in many ways. And it's Keith's love of trains and model railways that has taken over the hold. Keith has built Hadar Ford, a model village with a railway track running through it. The attention to detail that Keith has put into this model is amazing, down to really fine details. If you look really closely at the cottage here, you will see a child's kite caught in the cables above. And this house has high walls and trees surrounding it for good reason, because in the garden a young lady is sunbathing nude. While at the village church a funeral was taking place in the graveyard. Everywhere you look on this model there's attention to detail. Here a bike has been thrown into the canal along with a traffic cone. Everywhere you look on Keith's model there is detail. Dog walkers, swans and ducks in the canal, cats on walls and buildings. Keith's level of detail is absolutely astonishing.
Hello everyone, welcome to Life on Board Amy Joe. We're laughing because we've stood here for 5 minutes as a guy's walking past on the phone, oblivious to the fact that we're on the back of the boat. There you go.
In some foreign language.
Yeah, talking in some foreign language, which we're finding more and more now as we're getting closer to London. But that's another story. But so on this episode, this is the one after Crick Boat Show. Excuse the coot.
Noisy they are.
So we've left Crick and we're now on our way to Debdale to get some work done on the engine, but we had a few days in spare, so we headed off up the Welford Arm.
Yes, and en route we saw Steve and Jane, who were actually waiting for Alan. But he actually was going in the opposite direction.
Yeah, Alan from my narrowboat venture.
That's it, yeah.
So they were a little bit disappointed, so they had to go second fiddle with us.
Yeah.
so yeah, it's only a little short one, this one. It's also, we had a little wander around Welford Village, which we've never done before, so we found that quite interesting. So we hope you'll enjoy the vlog.
Have you ever wondered how a tree knows what time of the year it is and when it's going to spread its leaves, or what time it is to shed the leaves? Well, this tree knows because it's keeping time. It's using its leaves like a clock pendulum.
Good morning. As you can see, we've now left Crick and we had a little cruise down to Bridge 27. And you might be saying, but you're going the wrong way if you're going down the Thames. Well, yes, we are, but we're having some work done on Amy Joe first, and we've got to go to Debdale Wharf for that. So we're now heading back up towards Debdale, and today we're cruising, and our destination, all being well, is the Welford Arm. It's one of the first arms we did when Amy Joe was launched here. We've not been back since, so we've got time on our hands, so we really want to go and have a look at the Welford Arm. So enjoy the cruise today, folks.
Well, they don't call it the Midlands for nothing, and here we are right in the middle of the UK. Having been to the Crick show, we then retraced our steps back up to the Welford Junction. This time though, we turned right and headed down the junction and ended up in Welford itself.
I think that's got to rank as the smallest narrowboat I've ever seen. It's tiny. It's lovely, isn't it? Cracking little thing. This is Welford Junction. We're just making the turn into it now. This is where we got the boat stuck, right on this corner. We were trying to winder here and we didn't do it very successfully, and we got stuck across the entrance here. That's the way to Foxton. Back that way past the moorings is the way back to Crick. And now we're headed down towards Welford. Well, we're on the Welford branch proper now, and like all branch lines, it's very shallow, so I've had to slow right down. We're just above tick over at the moment. It's very narrow.
It's beautiful though.
But as Chris just said, absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful.
I was inside and I could hear all the grinding on the bottom of the base plate because it's so shallow.
Yeah, as I came round the corner, I think I got a little bit too close to the bank and nearly ran her aground. So,
but the view that you can see behind us is the view that we've got in front of us.
yeah, exactly. I don't know, Chris was way back there, I don't know if you heard that, but the view you're seeing behind Chris is exactly the same up front. As you can see, it looks lovely.
The Welford Arm was one of the last canals to be built, and it was completed in 1814. It was actually created as a feeder canal, drawing water from 3 reservoirs to feed water down to the main Grand Union Canal. The Grand Union Canal linked the southern and northern networks of the waterways. These were the main transport routes of the day, enabling a relatively quick and cheap movement of goods around the country. As the Grand Union is higher than those that it joins, with flights of locks at Foxton to the north and Watford to the south, creating what's now known as the Leicester Summit, with the Welford Arm came a steady supply of water from Sulby, Welford and Naseby reservoirs for the stretch between those locks. The Arm fell into disrepair in the early part of the 20th century as the railways and eventually roads made up large-scale transport more efficient. In 1969, work began to restore the Welford Arm, and so began a new lease of life for leisure boaters like ourselves.
This is Welford Lock, and it's the one and only lock on the branch. At 3 foot 6 inches deep. It's not very deep at all. Lock signifies the end of the branch. We're now coming down almost to the terminus. There are moorings all the way along here. Hopefully we can get moored a bit further down. We'll see. It's absolutely beautiful here. Dappled shading from the trees really make it quite magical.
Partly thanks to the canal, 7 lime kilns were eventually built at Welford Wharf, the largest such site along the Grand Union Canal. These brick structures created to burn limestone to make lime. This was used in lime mortar as part of the construction industry and spread as fertiliser on the land. Evidence of the kilns is still clearly seen, visible opposite the wharf today, and we know at least some were used into the late 1930s.
At the end of the Welford Arm. The winning hole is just round there to the right. We've just winded the boat. Services, water tap, etc. just by the little van there. And this is us for the next couple of days now. We're going to stay here tomorrow, go and have a visit round the village, and then head off again. Chris has found Postman Pat and the cat. She's a big kid at heart. Well, having moored up in the Welford Arm 3 times now, we've never actually explored the village. So we thought we'd have a little wander down and have a look, see what's what. For our overseas viewers, and you're probably wondering what all these bins are, it's actually refuse collection day today. And in the UK we use a system of wheelie bins, and grey are general waste, brown or green are generally garden waste, and
I think blue was recycling.
Blue's recycling, and these little brown bucket bins are for food waste. Shoulder of Mutton. Used to be a pub, it's not anymore. Now if you recall earlier I asked the question, if we're on the summit of the Leicester line of the Grand Union and all locks in either direction go down, i.e. Foxton go down in the north, Watford go down in the south, what maintains the levels? Well, this is your answer, a series of reservoirs like this. These are used to maintain the levels and the water's pumped back up into these reservoirs. But what's really worrying at the moment is our lack of rain. As you can see, the reservoir is quite low. That's an overspill in the distance, and water should be pouring down through that and down through here. But as you can see, nothing's been going down there for a few weeks now. Levels aren't too bad at the moment, but you can see they are well down. Should be a bit higher than that at least. Well, there you go, folks. As I say, it was only a little short vlog, but I hope you enjoyed that one. The Welford Arm is a lovely little arm. It's, as you saw, it's only got the one lock. And the village was actually quite pleasant. We really enjoyed wandering around that. Yeah. It was quite nice. And so that's it for now. So all it is for us to say is a special thank you to our patrons. Yes. And we really are appreciative of your support for that. And we had a little one-on-one with you last week, so I hope you enjoyed that. And to just say, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the vlog, because that gets us noticed out in the vlog world.
And subscribe.
And subscribe, and do the little bell if you want future notifications, of course. So, that's it for now, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you are staying safe and keeping well, and we'll see you next time on Life on Board Only Joe. Bye. Bye.